First day jitters.
I love an Ask Me Anything. Thank you guys for submitting so many amazing questions. What do you think is the most pivotal moment that changed your life? How much time do we have? What is still on my bucket list? What are your thoughts on deep water? Did you see that drone footage of the octopus? No. What does a day in the life of Khloé look like? Do I journal? I used to love to journal. My ex-husband threw all of them into a fire. Any new dating updates to share? This is a scuba diver. 15 feet is like their small size. We don't know what's out there. I digress. What is the hardest thing you've had to overcome this year? What has happened this year? I don't know. Isn't that nice? Isn't that f***ing nice? My life has been shit. Don't even jinx myself. So what do I do now? Just aquatic life. No one wants to f*** with it. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited for this week's Khloé in Wonderland. And I'm incredibly excited because I love an Ask Me Anything. And we have so many submissions of so many amazing questions. I actually haven't looked at all of them because I love to be a little surprised and answer things just right when I read them. Thank you guys for submitting everything. And let's get ready for Ask Me Anything. What is still on my bucket list? I think I have more things of like things I don't want to do as opposed to things that I want to do. In my experience, the older you get, well, for me, maybe this isn't for normal people, maybe just my sick ass, but like the older I get and like that I have kids, I just want to protect myself at all costs and not do anything that could risk me not being here. Like I think most bucket list things are thrill seeking for people, right?
Or like going to Paris with the kids.
Oh, that's okay. Those are nice. I thought it's like skydiving. I'm not doing any of that stuff. Like even a hot air balloon, I did that and I'm like, how dare I would never do that now with kids. But now I'm so afraid. I think when I did this in Australia at least 10 years ago, and it was magical and what a cool experience. You're in Australia. Let's go on a hot air balloon. Me and Malika went. I think Jen Atkin went too. And it was beautiful. I would never do that now. Why am I such a like what happened to me? Kids, in the best way, but you just overthink. You're like, I'm not jaywalking. Like you're gonna, not even because I'm a rule follower. I am just not gonna risk not being here for my kids one day. But the way Alexa positioned the bucket list question was much nicer. I would love to take my kids to Paris and like go to Disneyland Paris and they want to see the Eiffel Tower. I'm waiting for my son to get a little older because I want him to remember these things. What does a day in the life of Khloé look like? A day in the life of Khloé looks like I get up every day at 5. I am up early. You get your workout in. You get kids food, like the breakfast ready. You prepare lunch for, if this is a school day, for school. Then I get my daughter up around 6:30, breakfast time, start getting ready by 7, out the door by 7:30. Carpool's over, back to the house, play with Tatum. Tatum loves to do carpool drop-off. It's really hard for him to leave. He's very ready for school. And then work all throughout the day. I have a bunch of different projects and jobs that I'm doing, so it just depends what job has committed me for that day. I try as much as possible to be home for dinner with my kids. It's sort of a non-negotiable for me. I love to do homework with them, have dinner with them. For example, tonight I can't because one of my sisters has a premiere. So it's a very blue moon thing that I'm not home for dinner, but that I try to make it a non-negotiable. Bedtime routine. Everyone is pretty much, my house is pretty silent by 8:45. And I have a few hours of what True says, peace begins with me. And that's my time. Peace begins with me. And I just say that to myself. I watch a few shows, fall asleep. You do the exact same thing again every single day. How do you deal with friendships in your 20s versus 30s versus 40s? What has changed and what do you look for in people now? This is sort of sad because the older you get, your circle gets smaller, not even because drama or beef happened, just your own life. This is for me. I can't speak for other people. Life just consumes itself. We started our TV show when I was 22, and all these blessings started rolling on in after that. And it was really hard to maintain a lot of friendships just because we were so busy work-wise. So sometimes you lose friends along the way just because you're not good at nurturing those relationships. Like I'm not good at the balancing act of, like, right now, kids, work, my family, then like a friendship life. I'm really bad at that. But my friends that are in my life, they're all kind of similar like me. Like they don't need a lot of attention, or they're just grandfathered in. So I've known them for so many years that we're just friends forever. But I am not good at nurturing friendships at the later ages that I'm at. Like, meaning I don't have the energy to go out to dinner 2 to 3 times a week. I can't do that. I can nurture a friendship on the phone, over text, send each other memes back and forth. My type of person. Where in your 20s, it's so much more of a social gathering and you can hang out with people so much more outside of your home. You have all these other distractions. And then I think in your 30s, at least for me, I sort of whittled down my friend group, but in a good way. Like you find out who like the ride or dies are, who's really there for what, because it's not so much about being so showy. And then your 40s, you're just still, it's like the same as your 30s, just figuring it out. I can't babysit a friendship. And all of my friends were the same way. So I like friendships that don't require a ton of hand holding. Like we're all too old to hold each other's hand. So thank you to those friends who get it. Did you ever feel marginalized by the industry in your early days of fame? Describe what it was like having everyone know your name from a young age. Wow. Yes, I did feel marginalized, but I just always felt like I didn't fit in. And at the time, I don't think I did at all. But it wasn't like I didn't feel like a victim either. It was just like sort of the way it was. It was a different time. You were able to say and do things back in 2008 that you just wouldn't get away with now. Like Kim said something I heard, they were like, what's one thing now if you did, you would have been canceled for? And she was like, I wouldn't have, but like positions people put me in, something, and I'm maybe getting some of the facts wrong, but like she did a photo shoot or something with Justin Bieber. And I think he was 15. Either way, he was under 18 and she was like 30 or 30 something. And they did a shoot where she was a school teacher. It was like very, now we would all be like, what the f? And even us as the talent would be like, I'm not doing what you're saying I'm doing. But no one even behind the scenes would have asked us currently to do something like that. Like times are just so different. But back in 2007, I don't know why it was a different world. Like we just didn't think that those things were wrong. Not we, just society. It was very strange.
She also said on the show that you guys were being interviewed, the three of you, and the interviewer asked you how it feels to look so different from your sisters.
Mhm.
And they said it in like a nasty way.
She said, so who are your parents? Like it wasn't even subtle. It was, and she's like, oh, you look so differently than your sisters. So they look alike. They're pretty. And I was like, oh, okay. What does that say? She's like, no, you're just pretty, but in like a different kind of way. And I was like, oh, just like the dog. She's like, yeah, like it was just like, but yeah, the balls people had, but it just was a different time. So yes, did I feel marginalized? Sure. But I never felt like it just like was the way it was. I always say that about all the diet stuff when people are like, oh, would you try Ozempic? I'm like, of course, because I've tried everything else under the sun. I haven't taken it yet, but if I need to, if I would try anything and I would admit that. So yes, but it also was just how the times were. I'm not offended by it. And describe what it was like having everyone know your name from a young age. I mean, it was so different from now. Just, it was so much more, it sounds nuts, but it was so much more personable because it was people. Like you had physical connection and contact with people. Now people know your name or your life because of the social media and what you put out there. But for me, when I post things and I'm not registering that like, oh, millions of people follow me. It's more like my friend group. And that's just like what I am envisioning this is going to. I'm not like, oh, 300 million people follow me. I don't think like that. I think that's crazy. But so when people do come up to you and they know things about you, you're almost like, how do you know that about me? And then you remember, oh, I posted this on social. Back in those days, it had to be more like we did appearances. You're out doing mall meet and greets. It was so different and tangible, and you got to meet people, and it's just a different vibe now. I mean, my situation is a little different because my dad had media attention for his own reasons. And so my family, we were used to paparazzi, but for not great reasons. It was always over the OJ trial and things that were a much darker subject, but like paparazzi being outside of our homes, like news reporters staking out because that's where OJ was staying during the trial. Things like that we're very used to. To other people, I think maybe if they were growing up without all the notoriety and then you get famous, it's like, wow, it's this huge culture shock. I think for us, because we were exposed to it even so minimally, but it was also the biggest trial in US history at that time, or maybe world history, I don't know for what it was. There was so much media, so many people staked out in front of our homes, all of that, but it was just it was in such a different way, but it wasn't that jarring when then we had paparazzi following us for our own reasons. When you became famous, did it make you more careful about getting into trouble, or did you lean into the fun? Okay, well, when I was first coming up, there were no iPhones. There was BlackBerries, yes, but it was so much more fun. And then being famous, and you do get to do really cool things. Like in my younger days, oh, me, Court, Kim, Rob, we all leaned into it. It's not the fame. I mean, yes, the fame can make it not as fun because more eyes are on you, but it's really the social media that ruined everything because people don't want to be drunk and just have fun in public because someone's going to take a bad picture of them. They're going to get, slaughtered in all these magazines. Like it's just, they took the fun out of people being human. And sometimes you have a bad day or you want to have a good day and you just want to drink either your sorrows away or drink into a happy oblivion, whatever the case may be. But the fun got sucked out of everything because of it's a tear down for everyone. Everyone wants to make someone look bad as opposed to just being they're a normal person having a ball. So yes, I think we definitely leaned into the fun. And I miss those days so much. Now I would not think about drinking too much or anything like that in fear that like you're always looking over your shoulder. And that is such a horrible way to live. I think for anyone, famous or not, it's just a different world than it used to be. And the I used to do and not be caught for it. I mean, what a fun life. I feel sorry for so many 20-year-olds now because they don't get that freedom. It's so scary and overthinking at all times. Do I journal? So I used to journal all the time. I haven't journaled in years. I used to love to journal. But so I had a few journals that I journaled literally my life away and I loved it. And everything was in these journals. And I remember my ex-husband was going through it. He was having a tough time and he was incredibly paranoid and found these journals that he knew I did all the time and was reading them and just was convinced that I was like taking notes and sending them to the government or something crazy. And he threw all of them into a fire in front of me. And I remember sobbing, tears streaming down my face. And I was like, "Ugh." Like I could remember me on my knees screaming. Like it was years of my life in these journals. And they meant so much to me. And it was years. And I just remember I was at my old house in our master bedroom on my knees, screaming, sobbing. And that was the last time I journaled because I just felt like, wow, that was taken away in a blink. And what was the point? So good question, whoever wrote that.
Has anything taken the place of journaling for you?
No, I mean, I do. I believe in journaling so much. I think it is so incredibly therapeutic. I think it just, like, I had so much there of so many years of my life. And I think it just made me just like remind myself that like nothing, you don't get to really keep anything in this world. And maybe that's okay. And maybe it's okay to, like, I used to hold on to all these things, and sometimes I will write something, but then just throw it away. I don't try to replace what I once had, but I wish I had those books just to see, like, what were my thoughts then? That's just the special part about journaling. You look back, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years, 2 years, and you're like, wow, I was such an idiot. What was I writing about? Or I can't believe that mattered to me the way it did then. Like, though, that's what's so special about journaling, is seeing your emotional state and how far you came, or if you need something to reflect on or maybe inspire you, whatever. It's such a beautiful process to do. And so I do hate that I don't do it anymore, but I also think there's a piece of me that doesn't ever want to risk that could ever happen again. So, like, I'm not going to start a journal again and have someone destroy it, or I lose it, or I don't know. But yeah, it's more, I'm not going to say traumatic for me, but I just don't even want to open that up again. Okay, let's be honest. Life is full of hard decisions. What to wear, what to binge, what to order for dinner. But choosing a cooking oil? That definitely should not be one of them. That's why I've been loving Primal Kitchen Pure Avocado Oil. It's literally the one oil I can use for everything. Grilling, sautéing, baking, air frying, even when I'm just marinating chicken for the week. It's nice not having a cabinet full of random half-used bottles that all do the same thing. And you guys know I love a brand I can trust. Primal Kitchen has always been about real food made from real ingredients, and their pure avocado oil is no different. It's pure and quality tested, never blended with other oils. It has this light, neutral flavor that lets the food shine. You actually taste what you're cooking and not the oil. And because of its high smoke point, it can keep up with whatever I'm doing in the kitchen, whether I'm roasting veggies, air frying, or trying one of those internet recipes that's slightly above my skill level. Hey, it happens. It's also loaded with healthy fats from avocados, which I love. It's a little thing that makes me feel like I'm doing something good for myself and my family without even thinking about it. So if you're tired of overthinking what oil to use, make it easy on yourself. Just go with Primal Kitchen Pure Avocado Oil. It's easier than ever to find Primal Kitchen Pure Avocado Oil because it's now available at Walmart. You can find Primal Kitchen in Walmart stores or online at walmart.com and primalkitchen.com.
We live in an age of innovation, information, and endless opportunity, but also one filled with constant stressors that our biology just wasn't built for. Between environmental toxins, digital overload, processed foods, and the everyday pace of life, our bodies are taking in more than they can handle. And that's where Armor Colostrum comes in. It's nature's original superfood, a bioactive whole food packed with over 400 nutrients that strengthen immune health, fortify gut health, and fuel performance from the inside out. Unlike most supplements that focus on one area, Armor works holistically. It helps support balanced immune health, a strong gut wall, and a healthy metabolism, so your body can perform, recover, and feel more resilient every day. Armor Colostrum has long been used by athletes and wellness experts for its ability to promote lean muscle building, improve nutrient absorption, and support skin and hair health. Armor takes that same science-backed power and delivers it in its purest, cleanest form. It's physician-founded, sustainably sourced, with a calf-first commitment, and completely natural. It's a simple, daily ritual designed to help you restore what modern life depletes, helping you feel sharper, lighter, and stronger from the inside out. We've worked out a special offer for my audience. Receive 30% off your first subscription order. Go to armra.com/Khloe or enter Khloe to get 30% off your first subscription order. That's armra.com/Khloe.
At what point do you feel like you valued your own self-worth over other people's opinions of you? This might sound silly, but your 40s. Like, I feel like I've always had a really hard relationship with myself and self-worth, and it goes up and down. I had good years and I had bad years. I had years that I was like, I'm the fucking shit. And I had years that I'm like, I'm a piece of shit. So they just go up or down. And then I know I'm only 41, but I do feel like from the start of this decade, I've felt really good about where I am in my life, how I feel about myself. And I'm sure that can go up and down too, but I feel really solid in where I am currently. But I think going up and down is normal. I don't know. What are your thoughts on mermaids and the deep water? Okay, two totally different things. Deep water is nasty. And no, don't trust it, hate it. You don't know what's in there, including mermaids, but those are good. But it doesn't even have to be deep water, dark water. Like, I don't want to go anywhere. It can be a lake, a pond, a stream, anything that's dark. I'm not going in it. Not even a foot. No. Sidetracking, did you see that drone footage of the octopus that a person took off the coast of California? That this octopus is, I've never seen anything so big. I sent it to my brother, so I have it. I got to find it and show the camera. You guys, we don't know what's out there. And all you people that think it's so fucking fun to go in the ocean, no. More than 15 meters. That is 50 feet across with tentacles as long as a city bus. Oh, you guys, can you see this? Are we okay? If I was like scuba diving, which is not happening, but if I was and I see this guy, heart attack on the spot. This is one. If there's one, there's many. There's not just one.
What's the percentage of uncharted sea?
Over 81% of uncharted waters in the world. This is 2025. 81%. That is not. Why is it uncharted? Aliens, USOs, underwater, unidentified submergible objects, USOs. That's one reason why it's uncharted. Number 2, sharks, whales, just aquatic life. No one wants to f with it. 3, mermaids. Oh, yeah, sorry, I digress. What are your thoughts on mermaids? They exist. Listen, whatever we believe and see and has been in movies, it's possible. Someone has seen it. That means it's had to exist somewhere. Everything that you saw, whether it be Men in Black or all those other Will Smith movies where the aliens turn on people and kill you, it all is coming to life. It all happens. Mermaids, Splash. Has anyone seen Splash? Tom Hanks. That was such a fucking real ass movie. This is possible. Just saying, yes, mermaids are real. Oh, I'm so freaked out by everything. Like, what is it called? A manatee? But there's a giant one that's like 15 feet. 15 feet. This is a scuba diver. This is the thing, the giant manta ray. 15 feet is like their small size. You guys, 15 feet, I'm 5'10". Not okay about this. It's been a while since we did this. Any new dating updates to share? You guys, no. It's mortifying. But it's like, I feel really good here. Like, I'm in a good place. And it's actually not that crazy when I think about it. I think all of you guys are crazy for pushing me as hard as you guys are. My son just turned 3. So this December will be 4 years that I haven't dated or anything. That's not that crazy. Like, I see people all the time that are like, girl, 12 years of not dating, going strong. And I'm like, you go, girl. Not saying that's going to be me. But when I think about it, like, I have young kids. I have a good excuse to not like bring a bunch of people around. Like, I'm busy with my kids. I really don't want to. My life is peaceful, less dramatic. I don't really deal with a lot of drama unless it's like my family, which will never be drama free. But like me personally, when I'm at home, I'm stress free. Like, I'm not worried about a thing. Why would I add someone else to the equation right now that's just going to stress me the out? When it's time, I just haven't met anyone that I even want to talk to. Like, no one has my number. Also, the amount of people that I have to talk and text and email all day long for work, if I had to then like small talk someone at the end of the day, just kill me. Like, I only have a small window that I got to watch my shows. Like, let me watch my shows. Oh my God, I'm never going to date anyone, am I?
The right guy will like the same show as you, and he's just going to fit in.
Okay. You're just going to fit in, right guy?
We watch Love is Blind together.
I love Love is Blind. I have 2 more episodes. Oh, I have so much to say about Love is Blind. Okay. What is the hardest thing you've had to overcome this year? What has happened this year? Isn't that nice? Isn't that fucking nice? I am freaked out because I don't know. Like, that is the nicest fucking thing. The realization of my life has been don't even jinx myself. But I've been great. Okay. Wow. That's a good realization. Okay. Is there a compliment from a stranger you still think about? I mean, honestly, strangers are so nice to me. They will say, they compliment me like if I'm such a good mom or I'm nice or things like those little things are so big to me and I love them. I think just any compliment, whether like you have a nice smile or anything, I love that. That goes such a long way. And I think about it all the time. What do you think is the most pivotal moment that changed your life? How much time do we have? I mean, I have a lot of pivotal moments that changed my life, but in different ways. But I would say probably the biggest moment would be probably my dad dying. And I think it was the most, like, it obviously is the most traumatic, I think, for anyone. But then I was 19, my brother was 16. And for him and I, it was really traumatic. I mean, for everyone, but him and I we were together a lot. So I know our experiences together. And that changed our life for the best, but the worst. I mean, at the time, you don't think anything positive is coming of this. But then after that, you realize, okay, it taught us to be responsible and to get jobs and to stand on our own 2 feet. We were very reliant on my dad. And then when he died, we didn't have that privilege of relying on him. And so it just really made us strong, good, responsible people. And then very, very appreciative for family, for our unity together, for the time we did have with our dad. So much came out of it once you're able to get out of the grief and the sadness and you get to reflect. What was the last concert I went to and what was my first? I went to the Cowboy Carter tour in Las Vegas. Really fun. I went with my mom, who is the best date ever. What was my first? I don't really remember my first, but I remember probably one of my firsts. And Kimberly was obsessed with the Backstreet Boys. Who wasn't, to be fair? But I was like, I got to get Kim tickets to go to the Backstreet Boys. Like, this is all she wants. And she's obviously, I was like, what a cool older sister. I need to do this. And I actually have a picture from this concert. I got her and I tickets. Don't remember where we were. Definitely in LA, but I don't remember what venue. I'm assuming we could Google it or whatever. But we got to go to one of the after parties afterwards, and Kim just thought I was the coolest fucking person on the planet. And that just made me feel really good. We both were wearing cowboy hats. Not sure why, because I don't think it was a cowboy theme. She thought I was so fucking cool that I got her into this party afterwards. I think I was like 15, you guys, or 16. That's crazy. Kim recently mentioned on a podcast that Tristan comes over and tucks the kids in at night when he's not in season. How are you able to heal and mend your heart enough to get to this place? Oh, man. So Tristan does. I mean, Tristan and I, we have a good co-parenting relationship. Tristan, I think what I find so funny is that people are always like, how do you let Tristan back in? And I'm like, well, Tristan's not back in. He's just the father of my kids. So he's going to be around his kids. And I'm really grateful that he is. I love that he has a great relationship with his kids. I love that he wants to be with his kids and they want to be with him. I think that's a beautiful blessing. I'm never going to get in the way of that. I think it's so important for that relationship to maintain and be as strong as possible. And because we live close, it's easy for him to come over and do those things. But it's just about the kids. Like once the kids are asleep, he leaves and does whatever he does. It definitely took time for us to get to that point. I have gone to a lot of therapy. I've done a lot of healing on my own. And when you don't, like, emotionally, I'm not invested in Tristan in that way, like in a romantic way. So he doesn't affect me when he does come around. And he's just like one of my friends, like, hey, what's up? Okay, thank you so much. Like, I hope you had a great time with the kids. Like, it's so just chill. But I know a lot of it is because of the work I've done. Like, I'm just not affected. But it takes time. I mean, definitely, I can't imagine at the beginning that was something that was easy. But also his NBA schedule was really helpful because he was only here for like 3 months out of the year. And so that helped me heal a lot. And I don't think that's normal for people to get that much time off maybe from their exes. And so I think for me, that was really significant in my healing journey, was having that space where I can go through the motions, really heal, and not have to be face to face with someone that hurt me so badly. Discuss forgiveness and how you're able to move on from situations. People are always asking me about how I forgive the way I do. And I don't just forgive and I say it but don't mean it. Like, I genuinely forgive and I have to let it go. Doesn't mean I forget. I mean, I remember everything that someone's done to me, but it serves me no purpose being angry and holding on to something that long where it's really affecting me and how I treat other people. You definitely have to process things. For sure, you have to go through the motions. For sure, you have every right to be angry. And you're going to have that time, that phase that you're like, fuck you, I'm going to fucking kill you. And if I see you, I'll slap the shit out of you. Like, those are all normal feelings. Doesn't mean you act on those. You just say them, you feel them. I've actually done them at times, but it's fine. Not killing, but you know what I mean? You have to go through like the steps of grief and rage and all of that stuff. But then you also have to reflect to be like, none of that is serving to me. None of this helps me become a better person. I'm someone that therapy really helped with me work through that stuff. But I'm also someone that can compartmentalize so much of my life. I don't know if that's the healthiest thing, but I'm like, okay, that's done. Let me wrap it up in a cute little bow. It's over there. I don't really f with this person on that level, but I can forgive them, but I know what they're capable of. So I'll always have this block, but I can smile. I can break bread with you. I'm good, but I will never let someone in the way that they once were. 'Cause I'm always going to protect myself. So I think totally forgive, but what's the point in carrying all of that with you? Just have your boundaries. I don't know if any of this is helpful, but it works for me. Did you love planning? Oh, that's so funny. Did you love planning a wedding? Did you have any rules for yourself on your wedding day? No drinking, etc. Had you thought about your wedding since you were little? It's so funny because actually my mom, Rob, and I just watched like 30 minutes of my wedding episode. Randomly, it was on and we were watching it. And I forgot about so much that happened. So did I love planning my wedding? It was not something that really mattered to me. The wedding, I just wanted to get married. I could have gone to a courthouse. But the planning of any party, like I love to do. I love micromanaging and like the control of it all, but I love all the details. I think love is in the details. So I love that. My wedding, I didn't really plan. I let my mom do it because Kim got eloped when Kim was 18, I believe. Never told my parents. My sister Courtney ratted out Kim, told my parents it was a huge thing in the family, off with everyone's heads. And my mom always felt gypped. Of course, she wasn't able to plan a wedding. So when my wedding came around, my mom had 9 days to plan it. I got married and I was going to get married. I got engaged, and 9 days later, we needed to have this wedding before the Laker season started. And so my mom had 9 days and she loved every second of it. I think for 9 days, every hour of every day, all she did was eat, sleep, breathe, wedding planning. And I let her do that because number one, my mom has the best taste on the planet. And number two, I wanted her to have that moment. So mine was a little different, but my mom loved it. Did I have rules? No, I definitely drank. I had so much fun. It was the best. The only rule that I did have, and someone gave me this advice and I loved it. Your wedding is incredible, magical, it's great. But you're essentially a host and you're greeting all these people that are so happy for you. And some of them you don't see that often. They're extended family. And so everyone wants a chance to say hi to you and greet you. But then you're never with your husband and you're never enjoying, you're not being present. Someone said to me, take your husband once everyone's seated and go into the corner of the tent or the venue, wherever you are, and just watch the room for a minute. And look around and see everything. Look at it can be the flowers, it can be the people, it can be the stars, whatever it is, just look around and see what you guys are starting together and look how many people came to celebrate you or any of that. And I loved that advice. We never would have had that time together. I think him and I took 30 minutes together and we're just, goo goo gaga. You're just married. You're so mushy with one another. It was so great. And I never would have done that on my own if that wasn't in the back of my head. So that was the only rule I remember was I have to have a few minutes to myself with my new husband. And it was the best. I loved that. And had I thought about my wedding since I was little? I never thought about my wedding. I'm sure I would play wedding with Barbies, but it was Kim has always had a notebook of printouts and collages of what she would do. I never thought about stuff like that. You guys, I have so many pages of questions that I wasn't even able to get to, and they're so good. So thank you guys so much for submitting questions. I'm definitely going to do another Ask Me Anything because I have so many good ones and I could sit here for hours answering these. Come back for more for AMA Part 2 eventually. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday.